Hi guys, Beer here. Hope you're good. I was meant to do a video of the pedal board today because I know I've said to you guys that I was doing one a week. However, I'm actually going in to do the official Andertons review of the Strymon pedals. So I'm taking my pedal board, I'm taking the Strymon Mobius and the Timeline. So that's kind of all my pedals other than the tuner, which is tuner. If you want me to do a review of the Polytune, just put a comment in the comment section below here, and I'll happily do one. But today, rather than doing my pedal review, I thought I would do a really cool review of a new guitar that I bought, which some of you guys saw on Facebook because I posted a photo, and here it is. So this is Seafoam Green Relic'd Strat. So yeah, I've done a couple of close-ups of it, as you can see, and basically it's just battered to shit. The story goes that I was doing the QC work with Andertons for the Chapman guitar stuff, which I did a few photos of, and this was sat on the sofa in the staff area. So I picked it up, had a quick strum, and the first thing that kind of hit me in the face really was the sheer resonance of the guitar. So hopefully it's in tune, but like, I don't know if you can hear that very well in the camera, but it's really loud, really resonant. So good unplugged, you know it's going to sound good when you plug it in. Firstly, this isn't a Fender guitar, however it does say Fender on the headstock. It was a sticker, and the reason for that, I think the guy that did it was called Andy Tate, and he works at the warehouse Andertons. Really nice guy, and he basically found this guitar on eBay, and he took it home. Well, he bought it, got it, and it was like a really random kind of beigey colour, like poly paint or whatever they call it. Basically it's like a coat of plastic kind of paint. So he took all the paint off, then recoated it in nitrocellulose lacquer, which is this stuff, which is what they used for the original Fenders and Gibsons and stuff back in the day. The reason they stopped using it was because it's so expensive. And the best thing about it is that as time goes on and you're playing it, the actual nitrocellulose lacquer comes off the body. However, the lacquer stays on, so it's still glossed. Like my dad's got a very early 70s American Strat, which is nitrocellulose, and it's black, but where he's been playing, the paint's come off, and the belt buckle and stuff on the back's it's really good, but that's like a proper Relic'd Strat. Whereas this is a sort of a handmade version. So he coated it again in the nitrocellulose and then basically just kicked the shit out of it. So as you can see, the detail, this is where obviously your arm is, and all these different, like he's like aged the colour of the scratch plate, triple ply scratch plate. I don't know if he bought that afterwards, but as far as I remember, he said this is the guitar, you know, this is how it came. So just aged all the hardware, and on the back is where your buckle would be, and there's loads of little scratches and dinks all over the guitar, which you probably can't really see, but I'm just showing you the main ones. And then like the neck as well is completely relic'd, and it's really good. One of the other things that Andy did to it was he refretted the fretboard, and he re-radiused the neck, just basically, I think it's more to a Fender profile, but it's really good. But yeah, I just thought I'd share this with you guys because I've never picked up a guitar, played it and gone, have to buy it, like I did with this. You know, it was an instant love for this guitar. So, and I really needed this Strat in my kind of guitar collection, because for recording, for the odd project you do on the side that you need a Strat for, because it's so common, it's so used in recording, and it's generally in the music industry you need a Strat. So okay, so I'm plugged in to the Marshall JBM 410. JBM, I'm using Crunch channel. I'll show you through the different channels. To be honest, I'll go between Crunch, Clean, and like a kind of a smoothie solo boost, which is on OD2. So the controls basically sort of 12 o'clock for gain, sort of 3 o'clock for treble, Mid's at 2 o'clock and bass is at 3 o'clock. Channel volume's 12 o'clock. And then the OD2 channel is basically on the green stage, but it's right, the gain's rolled really far down. I just like the tone of the channel. And the same again really with the controls, sort of all between, well, treble's at 2, mid's at 2, and bass is at 3. But it generally sounds cool, so I normally blend in the Mesa Flux drive, so I'll just go through a couple of tones with you. It's more about the guitar itself, so. But yeah, I'm using a Sennheiser E606 through a sweet spot on the cab that I've marked out, and then it's running straight into Logic like last time. So here we go. Got it on the neck pickup, so I'll just show you a few tones with it. And this is Orange Stage Crunch. So that was neck and then out of phase, sort of neck. I think it basically goes between the two. And then on into the middle position. And that was middle position. And then if I move over to the outer phase, just sort of bridge pickup, this is like, for me, it speaks kind of the funky kind of sound. So give it a go. Now we're moving on to the sort of outer phasey kind of sound. This is sort of second position back from the bridge pickup. So yeah, this is really, really nice. That's kind of a funky kind of tone, but we'll see how it sounds. Yeah, that was an attempt at some sort of funk playing, but yeah. It sounds really cool. I like that sound. I like it mostly for sort of chords. You kind of hear everything in it. So if I play like an E major, G, You know, it's nice and open. I mean, I've got it on a mild crunch, but I tend not to use clean that much. I mean, depending on the project and depending on the song and all that stuff, but anything with a bit of push to it, a bit of push clean, a bit of bite, I like it. We'll move on to the last sound now. This is bridge all the way. Yeah, so it's kind of spanky. It's really nice with a bit of the flux drive. It kind of smooths it out a little bit. But that was taking you through all the pickups. Again, I don't know what the pickups are, they're just what came with the guitar. It's more about, for me, I want it to sound nice, and I think it does. I'm quite excited about putting some Seymour Duncans in it. But for me, it was really about the way it played, and it's so easy to play. It's so nice to play. You do have to fight for your licks a little bit. What I mean by that is, you know, I've only got 1052 on here in E flat, which is, it's fine really. I mean, the tension's fine, but it's when you want to do something a little bit legato or something, you really have to give it some with your fingers to really get the lick. So that's cool. Right, I'll show you a bit more leady stuff now. I'll put in a bit of the Strymon timeline, maybe even a bit of the Mobius, just so you can hear how it sounds with effects, and it's a bit processed. So here we go so far. going to put it with the bridge pickup now. Yeah, so I like the way it kind of sort of displays the chords with the tone that you give it. And I guess, I mean, as far as I'm aware, standard maple neck, but this is actually basswood, which apparently is the right way to say it. I don't know. I heard it was, well, I thought it was basswood, but apparently it's basswood. So the body's basswood, and I guess it helps the tone in some ways, but it's just really, really nice. So now I'll show you it with a bit of sort of chorus kind of sound. Yeah, it's quite a nice sound. It's kind of dreamy. It's pretty good, works well for, I mean, this guitar is good for the single coil sound in general, for that kind of thin ambient layer that you put over something. It's quite nice, lends itself to it, so again, it's a decent sound from the guitar. Okay, I guess another sound that I really like is generally just the kind of bit of gain, neck pickup, you get that riffy kind of bluesy funk riff stuff. So yeah, here we go. It's got that tone when you dig in with the pick back. Yeah, I like that tone. I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, that's about all I've sort of explored with it so far. I mean, I'd really like to hear it on recording. I'd like to hear it with new pickups. Yeah, and also I haven't mentioned that I did give this guitar a name because it's not Strat, Fender, you know, it's not, it's basically, I've decided to name her Rita. Truth be told, if any of you watch Dexter, the Dexter's wife in it, it's called Rita, and she's like pretty hot, so that's why I was watching it at the time when I got the guitar, so I was like, I'm going to call her Rita. I like the name, Rita Relic, you know? I thought it worked. Anyway, we will be on YouTube next week with the Strymon gear down at the Andertons warehouse. I'm taking the whole pedal board down. So yeah, I will let you know how that goes. I'm sure I'll update you as time goes on down there. But yeah, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, and please subscribe. I've got a pretty cool little competition giveaway coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, take it easy.